In the modern world, we are obsessed with the new. We analyze Gen Z's digital habits, we debate millennials' work-life balance, and we listen to boomers' endless wisdom. But in the middle, there is a massive, quiet gap. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980. They are the invisible generation. They don't trend on Twitter. They don't make TikTok dances about their trauma. They just exist. But here is the secret. Generation X is the glue holding our civilization together. In this special presentation by Mind Stencil, we are going beneath the surface. We aren't just talking about history. We are talking about a unique psychological evolution. From the latchkey loneliness to the irony that defines their soul, we're exploring why Gen X thinks the way they do. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you will see the world through a very different lens. Let's start with the key, specifically the latchkey. By the late 70s, a massive societal shift happened. For the first time, both parents were entering the workforce in record numbers. The result? Millions of children coming home to empty houses. Psychologically, this was a massive experiment in self-reliance. While Gen Z has 24/7 digital supervision, Gen X had nothing. No smartphones, no GPS, no way for a parent to check if they were okay. This created a hyper-independent brain. When you have to make your own food, solve your own boredom, and handle your own fears at age 9, you develop an internal compass. You don't wait for permission. You don't ask for help. You just do. This is why, in today's corporate world, a Gen Xer is the one who will fix a problem before the manager even knows it exists. If you want to understand Gen X's relationship with risk, look at their playgrounds. They were made of hot asphalt and jagged metal. There were no participation trophies. If you failed, you lost. If you fell, it hurt. This environment taught them real-world contingency. In psychology, this means your brain learns that actions have immediate physical consequences. It built a generation of realists. They aren't cynical because they're unhappy. They're cynical because they've seen how the world actually works. They don't believe in hacks or shortcuts. They believe in friction, effort, and survival. By the time Gen X hit their teens and 20s, they developed a collective defense mechanism: irony. Think about the music of the 90s. It wasn't about being perfect or happy. It was raw, distorted, and skeptical. They grew up watching politicians lie and corporate promises crumble, so they stopped trusting the big story. This is the whatever generation. But whatever wasn't a sign of laziness. It was a shield. If you don't care too much, it can't hurt you when it fails. This is why Gen X is so hard to market to. They can smell a fake advertisement from a mile away. They value authenticity because they grew up in a world full of plastic promises. Gen X is unique. They are the only living generation that is bilingual. They speak analog, and they speak digital. They remember what it was like to wait for a TV show to air. They remember the silence of a world without notifications. But they were the ones who sat in garages and built the first computers. They are the architects of the digital world we live in now. Psychologically, this gives them a dual perspective. They understand the efficiency of AI, but they also value the depth of a physical book. They are the last guardians of deep work. While younger generations struggle with attention spans, Gen X has a focus muscle that was built in a world where you had to wait for everything. Let's talk about the rug pull. Gen X has faced more economic volatility than almost anyone. They saw the '87 crash, the dot-com burst, and the 2008 housing crisis just as they were starting families. This has created a survivor mentality. They don't trust company loyalty because they've seen companies fire people after 30 years without a second thought. This is why many Gen Xers have multiple income streams or a plan B always ready. They don't work for the mission, they work for the security, because they know deep down the system doesn't have a heart. Today, Gen X is in the most difficult psychological position. They are the sandwich generation. On one side, they are caring for aging boomer parents who are living longer than ever. On the other side, they are supporting Gen Z children who are struggling with mental health and a brutal economy. They are the silent pillars. They are the ones paying the bills, doing the caretaking, and keeping the peace, all while being ignored by the media. They are the workhorses of society, carrying the weight of two other generations on their backs. And yet, they rarely ask for a thank you. So what is the legacy of Generation X? They are the survivors of the empty house, the masters of the metal playground, the architects of the internet. They are independent, cynical, brilliant, and tired. They don't need your likes. They don't need your validation. They just need you to know that while everyone else is arguing, they are the ones making sure the world keeps spinning. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. I am Mind Stencil, and if you found value in this exploration, consider subscribing, because understanding the past is the only way to build a better next era. Stay sharp.